Dealing with passive aggression, strategies for handling a passive-aggressive boss. Abstract. This article provides research-backed strategies for addressing the challenges of working under a passive-aggressive boss. Passive-aggressive behavior, marked by indirect expression of negative feelings, can undermine team dynamics, create unclear expectations, stall progress, and breed a toxic work culture. The article recommends proactive approaches grounded in leadership research, including setting clear expectations, directly confronting indirect behaviors, documenting patterns over time, adapting one's own leadership style, and seeking mediation when necessary. By understanding passive aggression and taking constructive steps, employees can work to establish a more transparent, healthier work environment, despite the difficulties posed by an indirectly confrontational supervisor. Passive aggression in the workplace can quickly undermine team dynamics and employee morale. A passive-aggressive boss poses unique challenges as they often avoid directly addressing problems or conflict. Today, we will explore how those with a passive-aggressive supervisor can best respond by exploring their behavior, the challenges it creates, and providing practical strategies supported by leadership research. Understanding passive-aggressive behavior. To address passive aggression effectively, it is important to first understand its nature. Passive-aggressive behavior involves exhibiting negative feelings in an indirect, ambiguous manner instead of openly addressing problems. Kramer and Smith, 2015. Some key characteristics include procrastination, forgetfulness, and missed deadlines to indirectly resist work duties or authority, denying responsibility for mistakes and blaming others despite evidence to the contrary, withholding information to express annoyance or stall progress, feigning agreement but later undermining plans through lack of follow-through. The root cause is typically the inability or unwillingness to directly address feelings of frustration, anger, or resentment. Baird et al., 2010. This leads to indirect expression through subtle acts of obstruction or resistance instead of transparency. Challenges of a passive-aggressive boss. Having a supervisor who behaves passively-aggressively can create confusion, stress, and conflict in the workplace. Some common challenges include unclear expectations. Passive aggression makes true priorities, responsibilities, and performance metrics difficult to discern. Callaway et al., 2006. Stalled progress. Projects are delayed or derailed by missing details, forgotten meetings, and lack of follow-through on assigned tasks. Low accountability. Passive-aggressive leaders deny responsibility for mistakes and blame others to avoid direct confrontation about problems. Toxic culture. Over time, passive aggression spreads dissatisfaction and distrust among coworkers as the true nature and severity of issues remain obscured. Poor leadership. An effective leader maintains transparency, resolves conflicts directly, and takes responsibility all difficult with passive-aggressive tendencies. Hansen et al., 2021. With an understanding of the behavior and its impacts, leaders can take steps to minimize disruptions and build a healthier work dynamic, despite a passive-aggressive boss. The following strategies have research support. Setting clear expectations. One challenge of passive aggression is unclear expectations that allow responsibilities and accountabilities to remain ambiguous. Taking steps to set clear expectations up front can help mitigate some issues. Vecchio and Brazil, 2007. Specifically, request a formal written job description outlining key duties and performance metrics if one does not already exist. This establishes benchmarks. Have a structured conversation with your boss to align on priorities. Discuss responsibilities and agree how and when progress and results will be evaluated. Document any understanding. Communicate expectations clearly to your own direct reports so they understand how their work ties to goals and can help accomplish tasks on time despite possible roadblocks above. For example, in education, a department head meeting with their passive-aggressive dean could establish that semester progress reports will be reviewed every 6 weeks and use a standard rubric. This promotes accountability where there was ambiguity before. Confronting indirect behavior directly. To build an honest working relationship, it is important not to ignore indirect behaviors, but confront them directly in a constructive manner. Rosen, 1995 specifically. Privately raise specific examples of problematic behaviors, like missed meetings, forgotten details, or late deadlines in a calm, solution-focused way. Do not attack the person but focus on describing concrete impacts to progress and culture. For instance, when project plans are changed without communicating it, suggest remedies within their control, such as committing to schedule reminders or implementing progress check-ins. Be prepared for defensiveness but maintain composure, and steer discussion back to resolving issues, not assigning blame. For example, a healthcare manager could say some staff mentioned feeling uninformed when policies changed without notice. Could we implement a notification system so everyone stays updated on new protocols? Documenting patterns and building alliances. When passive aggression is severe or entrenched, it may require intervention from higher levels of leadership. Furnham, 2010, to make a case. Privately document specific examples over time of problematic behaviors, their impacts, and any remedies attempted through respectful confrontation. Speak to other trusted coworkers experiencing similar issues to understand how widespread the problem is across teams. Request an anonymous survey to validate concerns while maintaining objectivity and solutions focus. Build alliances with other managers facing comparable challenges to present a united concern to senior leadership through respectful, fact-based discussion of impacts on culture and productivity. For instance, a technology director compiling examples of consistently missed deadlines could share anonymized survey results with peer directors to demonstrate effects across departments, warranting discussion with the CEO. Adapting your own leadership style. The most constructive approach is adapting your own behavior to de-escalate tensions rather than reacting harshly to passive aggression. Kellaway and Barling, 2010, specifically. Maintain composure and communicate professionally, even when frustrated, to avoid unintentional escalation. Proactively over-communicate updates, timelines, decisions, so your teams know direction even if others do not. Request timely decisions in writing to build a paper trail when big choices are deferred or delayed. Foster strong team cohesion, so direct reports find social-emotional support from each other when leadership is inconsistent. For instance, a school principal who communicates reasons for unpopular decisions to staff in writing prevents inevitable backlash from being directed solely at them due to lack of clarity from above. Seeking mediation if needed. In rare cases, when these steps have not yielded progress over time and passive aggression is damaging the work culture, requesting external mediation help may be prudent. Rosen, 1995. Some tips. Discuss the option privately with HR to maintain discretion and integrity of the process. Mediation allows airing issues constructively with a neutral third party present to facilitate discussion and recommend solutions all can commit to follow. Be prepared to acknowledge any ways your own behaviors may have unintentionally contributed or escalated tensions to model self-reflection. Agree any findings or recommendations will remain private to encourage open participation from all sides. For instance, a manufacturing plant seeing rising conflicts request an anonymous survey followed by confidential mediation to address workplace stressors across multiple departments. Conclusion. Passive aggression presents unique challenges to managing work relationships effectively, but proactive steps grounded in integrity and solutions focus can still foster progress, even without direct confrontation. Maintaining composure, setting clear expectations, addressing problematic behaviors respectfully yet directly, documenting patterns over time, building allies, adapting constructively, and considering mediation as a last resort all draw from solid leadership research. Whether in heltender passive-aggressive boss while praise call upon productivity. With understanding, patience, and consistency, a healthier dynamic can be built despite indirect leadership approaches.